Tom Daschle. Tom, thanks again for sticking around. The Senate, of course, has changed a lot just in the last couple of weeks. George Allen, Rick Santorum, two old nemesis of yours, are out. You got to be at least satisfied by that.
Well, I am. I'm more satisfied with the fact that Democrats are taking control and that we've got such great new people. A lot of these new freshman senators are terrific. I know them all. I'm very impressed by the quality and the caliber they represent. It's going to be a great Congress, great Senate this year.
I want to ask you about one of them, and that is Jim Webb, who won Senate race in Virginia, beating George Allen. He was apparently at the White House the other night. President Bush politely went up to Jim Webb and asked about Webb's son, who's serving in the Marine Corps in Iraq. How's your son doing? And Webb said, I'd like to see him home from Iraq. And the president said, that's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you about that. And then Webb told a colleague that he felt like punching the commander-in-chief. Is Jim Webb's approach really appropriate?
Well, I can't comment on that, David, because I don't know how accurate that is. I know that Jim Webb is a very outspoken, very blunt-spoken person. A lot of people in this country are looking forward to more blunt-spoken, more honest, more open, more direct rhetoric in Congress, and I think he's going to be a fascinating and extraordinarily capable new member of the Senate.
But a lot of people say the blunt speaking was what you got from George Allen and Rick Santorum, and a lot of Democrats, including yourself, decried the way that they were blunt speaking about you and others when you were in the Senate.
Well, again, I think there is a line to cross, and when that line is crossed, it is counterproductive. As I say, I can't comment on this because I don't know how accurate it is, but I think it is important for there to be honesty, but also civility. We've got to have a level of civility that we've kind of lost over the course of the last couple of years, and I think that most of the new Democrats, and I hope the leadership especially, understand it and will try to implement it.
Let's talk 2008 presidential politics. I know a lot of your supporters are encouraging you to run. Will you run? And if you're not going to tell us, will you at least tell us when you're going to make a decision?
I'll be making an announcement sometime in the course of the next couple of months, no later than that. I think everyone has to make their decision sometime soon. We have some terrific candidates, and regardless of whether I run or not, there's going to be a real interesting competition on both sides, but especially on the Democratic side this year.
You served in the Senate for so long. Does it bug you at all that a guy like Barack Obama, who's a great speaker but has only been in the Senate for 2 years, is already being talked about as a possible nominee?
Well, in some ways, the less record you have, the more capable you are of enduring a presidential campaign. You have less to shoot at. It's why a lot of governors seem to be appropriate candidates. But no, I think Barack Obama is a man that has extraordinary wisdom. He's extremely articulate. He's well-liked. He's hardworking. His values are where they ought to be, and I think he'd make an extraordinarily good candidate.
And what about Hillary Rodham Clinton? You know her very well. Are you surprised at the arc that she has taken?
Well, I'm not surprised at all that she is in the position she is. She has come a long, long way from those first days as First Lady to our country. She's now become a very prominent United States Senator, a leader in our nation on her own right. She has spoken out on issue after issue, and I believe has every right to claim a prominent position in that field of presidential candidates as we look to next year.
But if you don't run, and she does, do you think that she can win a general election? A lot of Democrats
No question. Absolutely. I don't think there's a person on our side who is contemplating running for the presidency this year that couldn't win ultimately. It's a long way. 24 months is a long time, but I guarantee you every one of those candidates, including Hillary Clinton, will be extremely competitive.
Former Democratic Senate Leader Tom Daschle. Tom, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And up next, we'll talk with the host of the